In today's edition of That Carolina Sports Guy, we're going to talk about the hatred that I have, that you should have, for the New Orleans Saints. Because it's Saints Week. And I don't think we've dug deep enough into exposing the trash dump place that New Orleans and the Saints are. Before we get into today's video, make sure you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos on the Panthers. Pound that like button and leave me some comments, folks. I love the dialogue. All right, folks, it's a big week here. Week 2. New Orleans is coming to Charlotte. I know New Orleans is going to be favored by 3.5 points. I know that, we don't have to worry about Breeze anymore, but you still got to worry about that old Kenny Chesney cross between Nancy Pelosi looking Sean Payton of a head coach. But we haven't beaten New Orleans in Charlotte in about 5 years. As a matter of fact, New Orleans, they lead the series 28-25, pretty evenly matched. But they've won 8 of the last 9 games. Now, let's go ahead and get it out, folks. Everybody that's a Saint fan, they brag. Yeah, they've come to my site. They've ran their mouth. They think they're so good. And I know they've been winning. I know they've had a pretty good organization in the run, especially over this last 10, 12 years or whatever it's been. With their one Super Bowl win, we can put an asterisk by. But folks, did you remember from 1967, about 87, 20 years of never even winning more than 8 games? They don't tell you about that, do they? When the Panthers come into the league in 1995, one of the classiest head coaches they ever had was Jim Moore. And he was already at the down cycle of his career there before he went on to Indianapolis. And, he caught him at the tailspin at the end of his career. And then they had on Mike Ditka. What a joke that was. Let's trade all the draft picks to the Redskins for Ricky Williams, a running back. And they had Jim Haslett. I miss Jim Haslett because he beat us once in a while, but we pretty much could handle him. Sean Payton. I'll give him credit. He can win. He's a good coach. But the look on his face, I just want to backhand him like Ike Turner to Tina so bad. He's got a smirk about him. He's got a way about him, aura about him. And I know people in New Orleans love him. And he's like a cat with 9 lives when you think his team's finally going under because they're always over the salary cap. They never play by the rules. They always find a way when they were weak in a position to find something to work out for them. Drew Brees and his mole have retired. I think his mole signed a 1-day contract to retire as a Saint. In fact, I heard his mole was getting a tattoo of a little fleur-de-lis inside of it. I don't know how true that is. But every time I see Sean Payton's face, I want to smack him. He's got a look on his face, man, when he wrinkles up his lips in the game. It looks like a badly beaten vagina every time he's got that scruff on his face. And folks, every Sunday there's a game in New Orleans. The Swamp people come out. Shoot 'em, Troy! And they come out, who that nation? Go Saints. How long can we spell go? G-A-E-A-U-X, whatever. Go Saints. But I tell you what, every Sunday there's a Saints game in New Orleans. Boy, I tell you what, they love going to Costco and loading up. Or Sam's Club. Oh, I'm sorry, it's called the Superdome, that big warehouse. And all the seats kind of look like they don't even match. It looks like a cheap theater, folks. You ever looked at those seats when it's empty inside the dome? It looks like one of those old abandoned theaters. People come in where your shoes, you got to have shoes tied tight because your shoes stick to the floor. There's a lot of spilled drink and candy, popcorn all over the floor. And there's ragged seats that once you sit in, you're probably going to get a spring up your ass. Yeah, that's what they are. In this who dat nation. What the freak, folks. It's terrible. And the fleur-de-lis, the lily flower. At least if you're going to put a lily flower on your helmet, make it look like a flower and not like it's a poker you're trying to get somebody in the rectum with. And now we've got to deal with Jameis Winston, crab legs. You know. And I know the guy's got a cannon for an arm, and when he's on fire, when he was at Tampa Bay, he could beat us in the past. He's got an arm on him. But I hope our defense comes for him. I hope he's licking his fingers like Drew Brees used to after eating KFC and telling everybody it was Popeyes. Taysom Hill, is he going to get in the game? Is he going to run the ball, play tight end? Is he going to punt? Is he going to call plays from up in the booth and then come down and put the headset on and call the play in the sideline and then get in the game all in 25 seconds? Because you know he's good for one or two plays. He's going to do something stupid. Michael Thomas, I heard he's got COVID. I heard a lot of Saints players have COVID. Michael Thomas has always been great. Give him a long contract. What's he done for you lately? Alvin Kamara is the one you got to worry about, folks. Yeah, he's the one that really has caused us a problem. It's kind of hard to hate on him because he's kind of like our version of Christian McCaffrey. But Cam Jordan, what a prick this guy is. Didn't he go to somewhere in the club one night in New Orleans and grabbed a woman's ass, and then the boyfriend and fiance met him in the bathroom and he picked the guy up and gave him a swirl in the toilet? Yeah, he's a real class guy. Wasn't he NFL Man of the Year, or he was New Orleans recipient of that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Cam Jordan's real classy. But you know, folks, I look at this team, and I love to be fair in football and good games, but wasn't it so great when the Rams, they beat them in the playoffs? We definitely know it was a penalty, and they got jilted, but for somehow as bad as New Orleans got jilted in that playoff game, I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed, and I loved it. I felt like we've been jilted before. Probably never that bad. But I guess the make of this video is because, yeah, I'm calling the New Orleans fans out. Like to piss them off. Love the comments. And I'm calling the Panther fans out. This is a team you got to hate. There's only one team that you should even think about hating more, and that's Atlanta. And we'll get on to Matt Ryan later with those white shit-stained pants that he's got wearing in this last game. But I'm just telling you, other than Atlanta, you shouldn't have any hate for anybody more than New Orleans. And there should be no more coach that you hate more than Sean Payton. I'm tired of getting beat by him. I'm tired of losing to him. I'm tired of these situations where we should be better than them. And it's time to break the spell. And I don't care if you like gumbo or, you know, whatever you want to call what they eat in New Orleans, or if you're going out gator hunting. I don't care for the Saints. I will not root for the Saints. I get tired of national media sucking off the Saints. I hate the Saints. I loathe the Saints. Kind of hits you in the feels. So yeah, during Saints week, I'm bashing the Saints. Because if you don't have a hatred for this team, then you're not a 100% Carolina Panther fan. Okay, folks, what do you think of today's video? Do you hate the Saints as bad as I do? Do you hate Atlanta more? Tampa Bay's moving up on that list because of Kango wearing head coach and Tom Princess Brady. Leave me some comments. I love the dialogue. Pound that like button. Hit that bell notification to be notified of future content like in today's video on the Panthers. And by all means, folks, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And we'll see you on another episode of Carolina Sports Guy.